at that point, you're not there to play it safe. Like if you're not taking risks, you're not competing.
It's empowering. I mean, anybody who's done a CrossFit workout, you finish your CrossFit workout and you're like, I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Like a hunger for competition and like that super intense structure, routine. I still had that desire.
Listen to the way people feel and the motivations for doing the things that they did. It was like they were describing me to a T.
I'm not trying to solve everything for you, but I know that sometimes you just need somebody to listen.
Learned the most is how to fill my cup by filling others.
Welcome to the Hungry Dog Barbell Podcast. Join me as I talk with passionate people about their life's failures and successes, and most importantly, what keeps them hungry for more. Oh, what up, dogs? Welcome back to another episode of the Hungry Dog Barbell Podcast. We got Sarah Murphy, a friend that I met at the Masters Fitness Collective. That's the name of the comp, right? That's what we did. That's where we were. That was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. While we were out there, Fort Wayne is this little town. It's really nice. Got like a lot of cool stuff around there. Like I feel like probably historic stuff. We found the one bar that was open past 10 p.m. out there. Like literally, I was out to eat with Amy one night. It was like 9:58. I look around. We're at this really nice bar restaurant. Everything starts shutting down. Yeah. I'm like, what the hell? But Sarah, what's up? How are you?
Got to go to bed.
Right. Apparently in Indiana, that's what they do. But dude, what's up? How are you?
Great. Yeah, it's great to see you. It's actually funny. I was texting you, but I was also texting Kevin, who was our head judge over at MFC, because we're going to Wadapalooza, right, to judge again.
Hey.
Somehow snuck my way in there like yesterday.
Did he responded?
Made it official yesterday.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But he's like, going on a podcast. He's like, keep it weird. And I'm like, you know me.
And that's basically what we talked about doing like 2 minutes ago.
We have no plans here and don't anticipate any.
Oh yeah. Did he give you a team that you're on? Like what stage you're at?
I'm a judge.
I know, but like, do you know what?
Stage?
I'm at Flagler, like the main stage. Hopefully you get there too.
Okay. Very cool. I text him and I go, I hope I get some Tim Paulson sweat on me. That would be cool.
Facts. And like, I looked at, because they say the confirm to celebrate thing every day on the Instagram. I'm like, damn, it's going to be some big names there. It's going to be pretty dope,
Yeah. It'll be fun. I was kind of saying one of the reasons I'm going is because I'm enjoying the event scene a lot. So MFC was interesting for me to judge because I'm judging and I'm spending my weekend, watching other people get fit, which as somebody who likes fitness themselves is kind of like exciting. Like nothing ramps me up more than seeing 65-year-old women bust out some pull-ups. And I'm like,
dude, that was awesome.
And then going to Wadapalooza, I know that I'll be like, man, I kind of wish I was out there, but I love running the event. So in October, we ran our first ever, I'd run Festivus Games, but this one was my first, like my brand, Babes and Barbells.
Yeah. And
we had 135 athletes here.
Woo!
Which was big deal for my 2,000 square foot gym. Outside, inside, and teams of 3, female only. And we raised a lot of money for the Connie Dwyer Breast Cancer Foundation.
Wait, hold on. You did a female only comp, right? Like, so when you limit people that may not understand out there, when you put a limited something on your event, it's going to cut the field right down. I mean, it's just basic mathematics, right? And you still brought out 130 athletes?
135 athletes. I was like,
damn.
And I had to cut it because I cut it at 45 teams because we're only so big. And my goal was this event. I love timing things. It's like a challenge, right? Like CrossFitters and athletes, we naturally want like that. Oh, I got it. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So my plan was to have everything timed out to a T, and we got to be done and out of here no later than 4:00. It was running from 8 to 4. What a beautiful October day.
So wait, when you say 4:00, do you mean championship workout done by 4:00? Do you mean podiums done by 4:00?
Mopping the floor at 4 p.m.
You mean gyms clean at 4 p.m.? Okay, that's a big ask. Keep going.
3 events, 1 floater WOD. All of them spins off of girl watts.
Yeah.
So the best one was Grace Race, dude. It was electric in here. And it's like 30 clean and jerks for time is Grace, right? But the barbell went up and each athlete did 30 clean and jerks. So like the first bar was, I think we did for our X was 75, then 85, then 95. And it was a relay. But it was a time cap that was like you can make it, but like, are you like
aggressive? Yeah. Damn, dude, that's dope.
It was fun. And it's crazy. Another thing before I got on here, I texted Eamon. We know Eamon. I'm like, dude, I'm going on a podcast. He's like, be authentic. I'm like, be authentic. Everything, like, I'll get dealt lemons and I got to make lemonade. So while we were at our the comp, the power goes out.
Damn.
For everything, and the power goes out. And I gotta be like, I had to switch gears real quick, right? So I'm like,
was it mid-event or was it like?
Luckily, it was during I had only one master's heat, which was interesting. Like scaled and RX. Scaled was my biggest showing. It just goes to show you that like how many people are in that they're excited to perform fitness, but there's not comps out there that let everybody shine.
Yeah.
Conversation, I could go for days, right? But it was the last master's heat and the power goes out, right? And freak thing, like a power line. And one of my judges, Ryan Clements, I hope he listens to this because this guy's been with me forever. He's been my
shout out to you, Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan, dude. He was like, keep going. And he's counting for everyone. But then I had to pivot and we went outside and we did the workout outside first. And then we came back inside. Everything ended up being on time. And like, it was really cool for me because I was like, I just wanted to put on like a really great comp. Like I had lanes, I had sponsors, everything was down to the minute. And that I thought was going to throw a wrench in it. We just pivoted. We pivoted and it ended up being an awesome event. I sold sweatshirts afterwards. And I think the biggest thing, I could go all day talking about this. The biggest thing I did that I'm so excited to do next year, and maybe actually King of Prussia will be one of them because I know Amy's the owner over there, right? I featured different women-owned businesses on Babes and Barbells. So if you follow Babes and Barbells 2023, each of the workouts was featured in a different female gym owner's gym.
Hey.
So like, you know how you make your WOD standards, your workout standards, you send out a video and it's like everyone's in your gym and it shows it. I would go to like Engine House, which is a female gym, and like they would and I would shoot a video of them show the WOD standards.
That's dope.
You know, CrossFit Salis, CrossFit Arcs, Lauren Connor, she's awesome. You know, she's like asked me to work out there. And so I've only had a CrossFit gym for a little while. I'm 27 years old and kind of came into the game around like 24, 25. And the community, if you step outside your box and you like reach out your hand and like shake some hands and make some connections, for example, me and you, like it's more than just your gym and it's awesome.
It's
like,
so dope, right?
So cool.
It's like right now I'm in this space, especially after MFC and a lot of like bigger outreach things that I've been doing lately, trying to explain to the people in my gym, like, yo, when we say community, inner gym is one thing. And that's a really big part of it because that's like the intimate connections, you know, but then like expanding into the bigger CrossFit world is like, oh shit, there is really all this, like literally like the biggest worldwide online competition, like sounds like goofy, right? That's what they use as the tagline for the open. But when you see everyone that participates in it, you're like, oh my God, this is like amazing, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Talking to, I have a lot of teachers in here, which is funny because I actually used to be a third grade teacher. I got a lot of teachers in here and I'm like, guys, this is the coolest thing. You can put #teacher and see how fit you are compared to other teachers.
Right.
Like, that's cool. Like, it's comparing yourself to yourself, like seeing you go from that 70% to all of a sudden you're 90%. And now there's this thing called quarterfinals and you're like, what is that? Like that, that's cool to see that transition. I have a 16-year-old in the gym, Rena Handworker. She is on fire, but she came to me a year ago and first open, she threw herself into the open. I'm telling you, so new, Taylor, that she didn't know what a kick was. Like, we hadn't gotten to that.
Oh,
like,
snap.
She could move a barbell naturally. It did not take too much coaching. She's one of those athletes where the third time you say it, she's got it.
Right.
The kind of athlete every coach wants, because she's also so happy and so hungry. She did her first open ever. It was one that like went from pull up.
This one, 22.1
bar to bar muscle up. She did
that one. Yeah.
Strict pull-ups.
Oof.
All strict pull-ups.
That's
And
crazy.
I had to pull her aside because that kind of beats you down, right? Like, you're seeing everyone fly through this movement and you're just like, I'm like, you're going to tell a story one day about how your first open, you did all strict pull-ups. Like,
And she doesn't even know it yet. Oh, man.
I don't know. Yeah. I know I can't curse on here, so I just say, like, that's nutso.
No, you can curse, dude.
That's nutso. Like,
yeah.
that's insane. You don't hear it. Like,
that's crazy.
So, yeah, it was, we have a really cool community here, and everybody it's just happy.
Yeah.
Like, happy to be here. And
that's awesome.
It stems from like your coaches and people like Rena you asked me before how I came into owning a gym, and cut me off if you got other questions and things like that.
No, yeah, hold on. Before you get to that, because I want to ask one last question about the comp before you get to the stuff. So, and this is crazy because I just talked with the guy that runs Big Impact Games like yesterday or 2 days ago. His name's Brandon. And I was telling him, like, dude, when I took over the job at KOP, like, event planning was a big part of it. And I remember I played my first comp here last year. It ran in October. I had probably like 60 athletes, 70 athletes, like teams of two, something like that. And I was like hyped for it, confident going in. And I'll never forget, like, 10 minutes before I did like my judges briefing, so like an hour before the comp starts, I'm like just having thoughts in my head. And the one thought that hits me is like, yo, I never thought about, do I actually know how to do this? Like, I never thought about, do I know how to plan it? Do I know how to run it the day of and stuff? And I'm like about to walk through the door into the main floor of the gym. Like, shit, I'm really about to find out right now if I know how to do this. Yeah. Did you ever have that thought, or did you just dive right in?
Everybody knows what they're doing.
Right. Oh my God.
You know what? So this is something that I actually had another gym owner. He's very young. Reach out to me. I met him at a round table, which is something the affiliate CrossFit affiliates are doing now, which is incredible. I highly suggest the round tables, but he reached out to me like, yo, I want to run a comp with you. Like, it would be awesome. And I'm like, yeah, I'll run a comp with you for sure. But my biggest thing for people who run their comps first is run like a Festivus, like it's a cookie cutter comp. So what I did was 2 years ago, I ran a Festivus Games. So half the work is the score sheets, what the heck the workouts are going to be. And they kind of give you an idea of how to time it out. Yeah. So like you get that cookie cutter comp, and you're absolutely right. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Because they give you like a template for it, right? When you read the Festivus.
So, and they do some of the marketing for you, which is nice. And it was teams of 3. So that was a good step in the door for me. But otherwise it was attending events, even triathlons. I was a triathlete prior to owning a gym, but doing stuff like that. And then you go, you know what, next year, like I can do this. I'll make the score sheets. It's a lot more work. You have to get sponsors, right? Because now you got to get your own t-shirts. Did I know what I was doing? No, but like, there's almost like a little bit of a component of fake it till you make it. Like, yeah. If I can confidently step on that floor, the only thing that's my dead giveaway is my face turns like beet red all the time. That's my thing. But no, you're right. You don't know what you're doing. And, but for babes, I didn't feel necessarily like as in the dark, because if you're super prepared, you're okay. Like, so, I don't know what just happened. Okay.
Probably got a call.
Got
through
it.
your Mac or something.
Very important person. I don't know if you know that. Okay. So, like, I guess I learned from Festivus and like running it the first time, like I had the judges' names already on the score sheets. Like, and I already had like the rules there. They already had the videos out to them. Like as much information as you can give the judges ahead of time, the comp will run smoothly.
Right.
And as much of, you know, and there's a big thing, like, do you tell people the workouts? If I, like, even if you're going to tell them a week in advance and it's something, but when you do tell them, give as much information about it because it makes your briefing that much easier.
Quicker. Yeah. Smoother.
Yeah. Why would you make it hard on yourself? Because depending on the kind of comp you're running, and this one was for breast cancer. So right away, you know, everyone's there just to have a good time. They're just to be successful. I didn't say there were like $3,000 online, right? Because then it's different. Now almost an element of surprise is in order, but everyone was there for just to celebrate their fitness, raise money for a good cause, and like have a kick-ass girl time. Like,
right.
It was like, you've never been in a girl's bathroom because you're not a girl, but you get a friend immediately in the girl's bathroom when you're drunk. Like, that's what happens. And so it was just like being in the girls' bathroom for 8 hours, and all my judges were males and they just had to deal with it. Every single one was a dude. And I was like, you better believe we're wearing pink, and you better believe the back of the shirt is saying supporter of women in business. Cause that was a big thing. Here's what it was. Look at this.
Hey, love it.
You know, that was our jam.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you have an email list after Festivus, and then you can grow whatever your comp is. I'll tell you what, a lot of the smaller comps, and it's really sad, Taylor, aren't getting people to sign up. I don't know if you're experiencing that by you.
It's back and forth, man. We had one in October, and I think that it was a quick turnover. Or no, we had one in November. I think it was a quick turnover from our last one. I ran the Brawl in the Burbs, 4-person team comp, and there was like 140 people that competed there, you know? So it was like, it was crazy. Like, that was big. And then I run the Super Total in April. So another 4-month gap in between. And that was big. There was like 70 individual athletes that threw down on that. So yeah, those were 2 big ones. I think August,
you need a niche, like a thing. So like,
yeah,
Super Total, like I don't hear that one all the time. Just
right.
Like I don't hear female only comp all the time.
Right.
You have something like special, like then I feel
people
like
want to go to it. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, oh, that's cool. Like,
and then our November one was like same sex teams of 2, which is like beaten to the ground. There's so many of those out there. You know, I think people want mixed gender, if anything. Like, it's a little bit different. There's maybe not as many of those out there. I think it was just a short timeline, quick turnover. There was a lot of other comps going on that weekend. Because like I have like full participation with the wait list at my other 2 comps, and then that one's like a really quiet day. So I think that some local comps are suffering. I was going to ask you, what's your feel on like local comps doing cash prizes? Because I know a lot of people are like now kind of expecting that as a standard at local comps.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. It's great. I have, what is it? I have my friend Jason from CrossFit and Dari runs a comp, Ocean County Classic. Look, he gets a shout out on here too. You got to shout out to Jason. You got to shout out all your gym owner friends because, and this relates to our comp thing, right? Who's sending me their athletes?
Right.
They are like, like you said, this community stretches beyond the walls. So if I can hype someone else's event up, they kind of scratch my back when I need it. But he runs an event with cash prize, but his event is geared more towards the higher level athletes. So that kind of makes sense, right? The second that I say mine is for a nonprofit, it's like, if you're asking for a cash prize, it's like, really? Like, yeah. If I have $3,000 left over, I'm going to give it to the nonprofit, and you signed up for that cause, right? Like, didn't you want that? But yeah, you're right. There's people out there who are, and then there's people out there who sign up for that cash prize specifically. And if that's the kind of athletes you want to call to, then yeah, that's the way to go. But I really truly believe most athletes want the experience. Right. Who gets at high level. Like
I think a good portion of it, I think it's like high, like 90, 85% are there for the experience and the throw down. And then there's definitely a small cachet of people that are like, yo, cash prizes, like I'm working out however long, well, bro, go make it to semis then, Well, whoops, sorry if I threw that out there.
Yeah. And that's, or like, one of those bigger scale comps. Wadapalooza is cool because it addresses high to low, right? Like
they have every division.
Those are rare. Like that's, but that's awesome. And somebody who likes running events, something like that, that's the goal, right?
Right.
I know we partner up with the Phoenix on a lot of stuff. Chris Spallina is one of my members, and he's the affiliate rep for the Northeast. Do you do Phoenix classes over there?
We don't. I have a lot of like Phoenix friends too. I had Gavin on here before. We've been talking with Amy about it. I've only been here for a little over a year at KOP, so it's like still like finding my roots with what exactly I'm going to do. I'm going to start a teens program in January actually, and then I'll we work with Forge Youth Resilience, which is the old Steve's Club. Okay. So we'll partner with them to offer that to as many like teens as possible.
I want to get in that, so we got to exchange information. I want to get into that too.
Hell yeah, dude. And you know what? Like, even back to what you were saying about shouting out other gym owners, like, I'm a big believer just like shout out the homies, That's what you got to do. Shout out the homies,
Shout out the homies. Like Phoenix, we do stuff with them. So we'll be coming out with an event with them in July. You'll hear about it.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to go. We're going big on that one. Phoenix, that guy he's another one who's like, I'm going to make this connect, Murph. You're coming with me. Come on. Like, right. We're going to CrossFit South Brooklyn to see David. Let's go. I'm taking you to Colorado to meet all the other Phoenix volunteers, like Gavin and Caleb. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. But we're going to be offering some Phoenix classes for the open. So that way anybody who signs up for
that'll be super dope.
Yeah. But, when you said, shout out your homies, I gotta, and I think when you texted me about the podcast, you were like, how'd you become a gym owner? And I got, we used to be called King's Fitness, which you guys are King of Prussia. We used to be called King's Fitness. So I have a silent partner. It's not Eamon. There's a silent partner. We call him the King.
Hey,
you gotta, when you have an opportunity to be on a podcast, to talk to people, you have to shout out the King, or I call him the Wad Father. Cause I think that's how I got into CrossFit, was this guy would make out workouts and be like, yo, Murph, get over here. We're doing this workout. And I'd be like, it's crazy.
We about to die.
Yeah. Like that training partner you have, like, who do you train with? Like, who do you train with?
I usually train with Amy, like 3 days a week. We work out together.
Yeah. I used to train with Eamon 5-6 days a week. And
it sounds great, right? Until like you're getting your ass beat by her all the time.
Never win unless there's a run or a swim. There's one workout I've beaten him in. I won't talk about it on here and he's gonna be like, and it had burpees in it, which is a big deal because that guy's fairly close to the ground, so he should be taking me home.
He's a burpee connoisseur.
Yeah, it's all right. But anyways, the King, the silent partner, he got me into CrossFit, and then we were running, right? We would run like 3 miles together. I would coach his kids, and next thing you know, like, we're biking. You ever road bike before?
Yeah, I have a road bike, dude. It's hard. I love it though. It's much better on my body than running.
Oh yeah. So next thing you know, I'm biking on Saturdays with him and all his friends.
Hey,
talking about, it's like I live in a community that's fairly Jewish community. So Saturdays there's no cars on the road. There's no cars on the road, right? And like, I'm riding with him and his friends who are all Jewish. They can't drive or anything, so they can spend 3 hours bike riding on a Saturday, like 3 hours, like 12, 24, 50 plus miles.
Damn.
Yeah. Halfway through, you have yellow Gatorade and Cliff Bar. Next thing you know, I'm getting him to swim. and now we're doing triathlons. Like it just like CrossFit, it like molds into this thing.
Slow uphill. So were you like a triathlete before that? How old were you? He got you into biking, you got him into swimming?
I'm trying to think. I think I have a picture of me at like 19, 20 years old. And we had done the Timberbrook triathlon first because there was no swimming involved.
Yeah.
Swimming makes the king a little nervous. Not anymore now. Now he rules the seas too, but
that's
it
funny.
used to make him a little nervous. So, but we did Timberbrook triathlon. I remember some 12-year-old like kicked my butt in the bike.
Absolutely smashed it.
Yeah, like kicked my butt in the bike. I didn't know what I was doing. And then he taught me how to road bike. So then we did New Jersey State Tri actually. I was a New Jersey State Tri champ 2 years in a row.
Damn.
Which was very cool for the Olympic distance.
Wait, I have two questions on that. Are you Jersey born and bred?
I'm
Jersey born and bred. And then two, are you a competitive person?
If I say no, my coach Kieran will call me straight out.
Just absolutely. That's funny.
Of course you're competitive, but I'm competitive, but I'm a really good loser.
Yeah.
So like even if I know you're going to kick my butt, I'm like, you're going to kick my ass, but I'm not going to make it easy for you.
Yeah. I'm going down swinging.
Point make you question whether or not I could catch you.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like nervous competitive, you know, like you doubt your abilities and then you do it and you're like, why did I doubt myself? Like that was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same way. Like we were talking about earlier, like the thing with like that thought of like, oh, I don't even know if I could do this or not. Like I never stopped my stride, you know, like I was thinking that as I was walking, but like I didn't slow down. I was still walking in that room. I was like, I'm going to go figure this out. You know, like either it's going to be successful, like we're successful, or I'm going to crash and burn and we'll just in front of everybody. And I guess we'll make fun of me for it afterwards, you know?
This is a Eamon Coyne cliche that I know he got from somebody else, right? You fail at the margins of your experiences.
Right. Exactly.
I said that right. If I didn't say it right, then whatever. But like, if we don't experience throwing a comp, right? If we don't experience maybe failing or maybe being successful, how do we do it next time? Or how do we learn how to do it?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, there is a component of fake it till you make it. Not that we go in completely blind, right? We both do our research on doing it. It's not like, well, I did absolutely no preparation for this.
Right. I didn't just step off the streets, you know?
It's pressing the play button on what you think it needs. And when you click play, like it either works or it's like, oh, it doesn't work. Like we need to change something or we need to shift this or we need to improve here. And I feel like even if it does work when you click play, if you're not saying, okay, how can we improve this? Then like you're not getting better. Like next year I'm going to have a generator. Like that was a completely freak thing and everybody had an awesome time, but I'm still going to have a generator and all my judges are going to have individual clocks, just like they would at a bigger scaled competition.
Right.
So that if that happens and the generator kicks on late, it's the judges' clocks right here. Right. And those are things that at a local comp, they don't do, but I'm not looking to just be a local comp forever. You know, I'm looking to be at a venue in the future. Yeah. So improvement, you either have to improve or get comfortable being what you are. But CrossFit has taught us like get comfortable being uncomfortable and keep trying to get better, right? So the same is applied when I run an event. Like, all right, that was really good. Not good enough. Get better. What can you do better?
Right, because growth comes from like the failures. Growth doesn't come from like successes. Well, not exactly failures, but the things that you feel like you could do better. Right. You know, if you feel like you attack this like perfectly, then how can you make it better for next year? You know, right. You have to be honest with yourself and be like, okay, transparently, this is the areas that I have for growth, and then input that for the following year or whenever you're going to undertake those things again, you know? Right.
For sure.
So you were talking about the king and get into it. Triathletes, winning back-to-back years. When did you get introduced to CrossFit? Like he's writing workouts, but when did you walk into an affiliate?
when I walk into affiliate, this is actually cool because it comes like full circle. I feel like I went to CrossFit Red Bank. So New Jersey bred, for my whole life. CrossFit Red Bank. I was like a chubby kid coming out of college. Like I used to be an athlete. Field hockey was my jam. And then, college does its thing. And so you're coming out of college, and I went to CrossFit Red Bank. My cousin had brought me in. I went to jump on a box. It was like 2013, and I fell off the box and almost hit my head on the rig behind me.
Oh, it was like, dude, I'm an athlete. What just happened?
and then I kind of fell out of it, right? And then I went back to college, right? Because I think that was like a summer break or something like that, or maybe that was when I was getting out of high school. But then and now one of the owners of CrossFit Red Bank owns Engine House, which is cool because she was featured for my Babes and Barbells.
Nice.
So that was cool. And then I went to CrossFit 643 by Rowan University. And she was also featured on my Babes and Barbells business page, but I didn't take it seriously. Like almost like, if I don't take this seriously, this is how I really viewed it, Taylor. If I don't take it seriously, then I don't feel bad if I'm not good at it.
Right? You don't invest yourself in it so that you're not like invested in the results and stuff.
Right. I was so silly. I was probably the most, like, I was fun to coach because I was hilarious. And I was, like I said, silly, but like, I was also like the most like, Sarah, shut up. We have to look at the whiteboard person.
Right.
So
I call that the comedian coach.
It wasn't until I met the king that I was like, oh, like this person thinks that like I could be good. Like thinks this person believes that I can run fast, and this person believes in me that I can like do a pull-up. But at the same time, if you met the king, he's very serious. Like I go to do double unders and only one of my arms works, and he comes up to me and goes, "Oh wow, you still suck at double unders, don't you?" And I was like, all right, screw you. So when someone like that pays you a compliment or invests in you or trusts you with his children for coaching, or he won't say it, but like when somebody does that, you're like, he gives a crap. Like that means more than somebody who is just blowing smoke up your ass. Right. Like, he doesn't do that. So it was cool. I got into fitness because somebody who didn't have to believe in me and didn't have to give a crap, gave a crap. And so like now I'm in a position where, I mean, yeah, it's my job to give a crap, but now I'm in the position to be that for a lot of people. And that person invested in me to do that. So it's really cool. And this experience has given me the opportunity to kind of reflect on that. Right. So it's very cool how things have developed over the years.
So how did you get into coaching? Like he offered you opportunity first, or did you like dive at it?
Me and him used to go to a different gym together, like just as athletes. And then over there, I was offered a kids coaching position. So I started out as a kids coach because I was third grade teacher.
Oh, nice.
And like, I just felt more comfortable with kids. It's hard at the age of 20 to see yourself as somebody who's in charge of adults. Like, not for me, not yet.
Because you don't really view yourself as an adult yet, right? At 20, I definitely didn't. I didn't view myself as an adult until like 2 years ago, to be honest. Like I'm 31 now.
Yes. So actually, you know what happened, Taylor? I was like, when am I going to view myself as an adult? You know what happened? I never viewed myself as an adult, but now I view my adults as children. They're all 9. They're all 9 years old. It's great. This is no disrespect to them, but like, cause like I've had third graders, right? And they were so fun and funny to teach and say the funniest things. The adults are the same. Like they say the funniest things that are just out of whack. And like you get to a point where like, that was so cute that you said that. That was
right.
Cute. And
they go to work all day and then they come to your gym and then they can let their personality out,
Yeah. And you know what else? Like I was thinking about this. You never get tired of somebody telling you that they are proud of your efforts. And when I was a teacher, my biggest thing was when a student did something that was like super noteworthy, is I would pull them aside and say like, hey, Timmy, I never had a student named Timmy, so I can use that name. Timmy, I'm so proud of how you stayed on task during reading and how you wrote in full sentences. And now in here, like I can pull someone aside and say, hey, Brad, I do have a member, Brad. I'm so proud of how you like stayed on that echo bike. And I know you don't like burpees, but you crushed those burpees today. Or, you know, hey, Rena, I'm proud that you stayed on top of those snatches that were your body weight and you somehow got up there, you know, and you don't get tired of that. And just like kids, right? If a kid's having a bad day, I notice you're having a bad day. Like, you want to talk? Same thing with adult in here. Like, you have a bad day, you want to talk? Sometimes it's through an Instagram message. Like my 9-year-olds couldn't do that, but like no, I never grew up, but the adults in my head, like they got younger to me. Like, okay, we're the same. This is right. You're 9.
And that makes sense because I mean, you're probably like a role model, the person that a lot of people are going to look up to, you know? So being your authentic self means that you don't have to put yourself in a position to like go be the authoritative figure, you know, like I don't have to be like, oh, I'm going to put myself above you. I can help you express your personality, give you flowers and teach you all at the same time while being your support system, you know?
You know, what's funny is they have their own perception of you too. Like, and in here, like CrossFit is big, like they love CrossFit, but I had a member who's like not in the know of CrossFit. So CrossFit Games is playing on my TV in the background. And I guess this is how he perceives me, Taylor, which is he's looking at the TV and all the games athletes are working out. Like you got Tia Claire Toomey up there and like Haley Adams and the best of the best. And he turns to me and he goes, hey, Murph, how do you fare with these guys?
You know, just a couple reps behind.
I don't at all. Like I'm talking to one of my PT clients and I'm like, I'm going to Wadapalooza. Like their legs are jacked up, like bigger than mine. And one of them looks at me and they go, are you sure they're bigger than yours? And I'm like, you're so sweet. I have no idea.
Yo, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So like they have this perception of you and then it puts you in your spot where you're like, I better live up to that, what they're thinking of me. You know, that's your push. Your community pushes you too. Like, I need them just as much as they confide and need me. Right. You're having a bad day, but you have to put on a smile for your class. And by the end of the class, you forgot what
you're having a bad day. Yeah.
And they don't know that they have that ability to do that for you, but you're grateful every day for them when they do that.
That's awesome.
It's true, right? Yeah.
So how long were you a coach, just a coach, before you were a business owner too?
It's really sad because I am young. Like I am young. So there's only so many years there. And so now I wonder, like, if I was older, would I be able to break this down? I don't know if I would. I guess I was a coach for I guess I was just a coach for 3 years. And then I owned a gym for 3 years. When I originally started, when I owned the gym, it wasn't going to be me who was the head coach. I was supposed to keep teaching and kind of take not a backseat, but I was going to coach the morning classes, go teach, come back, coach a kids class, and like maybe a class on the weekends, like, and be a partial owner. And like, we would have a head coach. And like, that was the plan. Like, it was supposed to be just this fun thing. Like for the king, it's this fun thing. Except for when I annoy him, then it's not as much fun.
It's like less fun.
I love doing that. So I love giving him all the attention he deserves, but doesn't want to any degree. But I fell in love with it, you know, and so when that happened, I took on more of the managerial role and I hired other coaches to fill in other spots too. But So owning and managing and doing to the extent that I do at the gym, like coaches meetings and reviewing coaches and events. And was it last February that I quit teaching or the February before? Like I had to quit. I was like, I can't stop thinking about whether, if Rice came in and got to bench today and how she's feeling and thinking, or like marketing this or making sure I post a picture of this member so that they feel like they're part of our community, because I remember thinking like that when I was in a CrossFit.
Right.
While I was teaching. And is that really fair to the students if that's what it is? Right. And I love my students. Like I would come in with the funniest stories about them, but it's just not fair if you're thinking about what you really want to be doing.
Yeah.
Supposed to be teaching, So
yeah.
I don't know if that really answered your question. I feel like I went off on a tangent there.
No, you definitely did. And like my next thing, that's what the podcast is for, right? Rambling. That's my favorite times, the conversations where I can just talk about anything. On that note, what was like the biggest difference you noticed in like yourself when you were just the coach versus where you became like the manager, admin? Like, did you think differently? Did something you change? Like, did something you do change drastically? How you approached it?
And I had this conversation the other day with Eamon. Sometimes you just have to be the boss. And like, that may not all necessarily be fun, right? But you have to do what's best for the community and what you envision is best for the community, right? And my favorite compliment is like great vibes, good energy, support, things like that. And you walk a fine line with everyone in the gym in that you're your coach's boss and you're their friend.
Right.
But you're their boss first. And your members are your members, but they're your friends, but they're your members. And so like keeping it professional is like first and foremost. And not that I was ever not professional, but there's certain things that like you don't cross that line because they're your members or your coaches. Like we have a coach's handbook and like, like things like you can't date your coaches. The coaches can't date your coaches and the owners can't date the coaches because professional environment, right? Like I'm running a business at the end of the day. And like, this is my well-being. And my goal is to get it to the point where I can create jobs that can be full-time jobs for other people. So it could be their well-being, and without professionalism, you're not going to have that. So I guess the biggest change was that is as a coach, you get to be a little bit more relaxed and like lackadaisical and like, I'm just having a good time with the members and like they're having fun with me and I'm having fun with them. But when you are the owner and the manager, it's like, yeah, we're having fun. It's a good time. I also have to check this off my list. And we also have to make sure we're getting this done in the process of having that good time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, when your name is on the building or when you have a big stake in something, it's a lot different than when you're just coming in coaching 3 classes a week,
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you good at are you good at being the boss? Like not like, do you make the right calls, but are you good at making a call?
I think so. I am the queen of second guessing myself, right down to like the design of a t-shirt that I make. You know what I mean? Did you hear that?
Yeah. Dude, apparel. I hate apparel. I hate designs. I hate ordering all of that. I love
designing stuff. That's fun for me. Like I am a creative person, but like
that one small part is fun, like the actual designing part. But once you have to send the design and then show other people and then actually put the design into creation, because what you have in your head or what you make on an app is always going to be slightly different than what goes onto like a shirt,
Yeah, for sure. And I'm the queen of second guessing. Like, so, but I have, that's what I have Eamon for, the first person I go to is Eamon. Like, what do you think of this? Or like, this is what I want to price this out as, or like, I'm having this issue. I think I'm going to do this, which helps me to be a good boss. And then I think when somebody gives you your feedback, you're either like, yeah, that's right. Or you're like, no, like now I know my gut feeling is this way.
Right. Like, that's cool, but I think take it this way, you know?
Yeah. And so I think I am good at being boss. I think that I'm learning better to go with my gut. Like, come on, Murph, make a decision. Like you have to. And you got to do it now, and it's going to be okay. Cause either gonna, like we said with comps, like it's going to work out or it's not. And then you take it from there and you learn.
Right.
But I'm pretty calculated in my decisions. Like I said, I'm probably too calculated in my decisions to the point where it's like, you had to take that long to make that kind of a decision. Like,
let me guess. Are you a like pro con girl? Like you write out a pros and the cons of things?
Yeah. I'm a big pro con person. Yeah, I am. I'm a big pro con person. And I'm a big, like, if I am building this community and I want this community to go this way, then those who are like exemplify that positive mannerism or like want this type of a product are going to come to. And that applies to so many things, right? But we have a really good, everyone in here is great. I could brag about the members all day.
They're the people that are actually like putting it into practice and going forward with it, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So dude, we've talked about a lot of things that you've done in the past. Like this year, we know that we got Wadapalooza coming up. Like what are you hungry for next? What are you chasing after right now?
So I gotta take these off. Is it creating an echo if I take them off?
No, it's fine.
Okay, cool. So we're moving. It's gonna be off.
That was like so dramatic. You're like, oh.
We're moving. No, it's gonna be awesome. So the King, when you come, I'll introduce you to the King. It'll be a big idea, a big thing. I'm not saying his name on purpose. I love that it's very secretive.
I love it.
Yeah, very. Yeah. But we're moving to Asbury Park. Right now we're in Ocean Township because where else would Asbury Park CrossFit be located, right? But we're moving to 917 3rd Ave. You know, the King bought the building. Once again, thinks that I can do this. And I know I can. And Eamon knows I can too. So we'll be moving to 917 3rd Ave. That's the big thing that's coming. Which is going to be like way bigger than what I have here with opportunities to grow as I grow. And then, like I said, the Phoenix I love them. We ran an event. We raised over $5,000 for them for Rotoberfest, which is like a rowing marathon we had. And me and Chris turned to each other and we were like, yeah, we gave that some help and some love and some attention, but it was 2 weeks after my big babes and barbells event, which really literally drained me. I was like, Chris, imagine if we tried. And he's like, if we tried, that would be awesome. Like, imagine if we really took an event and like actually both of us gave it our all. So the next big thing is I'm going to run a big event, a big CrossFit event with the Phoenix. Like you got to tell Gavin, like, oh, your next event is coming. Murphy, specifically for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's the next big event. And then the move, which is going to be huge as well. So those are the two things I'm really looking forward to. And of course the open, right? Like just the opportunity to have the open. And, I'm really looking forward to also, to partnering up with some local businesses. I don't know if you do that over there at King of Prussia. I'm sure you do. But in Asbury Park, there's so many businesses and the community over there, they all promote each other. And it's just it's good vibes all the time in Asbury Park. It's like the place to be.
That's what it's all about, right? Especially as a small business, like finding those other like partners, you know, like stick together with, like to like all kind of build yourselves up, you know. That's definitely what it's all about.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's great. And I'm to circle back to like just CrossFit, right? Because some people get rid of their CrossFit license. It's been like a topic, I feel like a lot of times.
Yeah.
The CrossFit affiliates, I think something that they're doing now, which like for me as a new business owner is huge, because when somebody asks me like, hey, why do you pay for the license? Right away, I'm like, the round tables. Like I met with like 20, 30 CrossFit owners at CrossFit Club Brooklyn. And then I forget the name of the gym I went to the week before, but Danielle, our Northeast affiliate rep.
Is that who it is? I thought it was Larry Thomas.
Well, Larry's great too. I know Larry Thomas I met him through the Phoenix. I think he's going to be at Wadapalooza too. And
he ran my level 1.
Yeah. I never.
Well, you know what? He was an intern at my level 1 way back in the day. That's how you know that was like years ago.
He's young too. He's very young too. Like he's goals.
He still had the black shirt at mine.
Yeah. Larry's goals. I told him already. I met him in Colorado. The Phoenix Volunteers went out to Colorado, and he did like a CrossFit in the Phoenix thing. And, but I don't know if he's the Northeast affiliate rep, but he is on the CrossFit seminar staff, and he also does work for the Phoenix as well.
Yeah.
But fantastic. But those meetups alone are incredible, because especially if you're running events, because you walk in there and you tell them about it. And next thing you know, like you have 3 other gyms following your gym. 3 other gyms giving you advice, not advice, because you're not supposed to give advice. You're supposed to say like experiences.
Yeah.
You walk out of there with learning something new, knowing that somebody else might be going through the same struggles as you, so relating to you, and then feeling like you have another resource to reach out to if you need to. And that's huge, because
that's so invaluable, having resources in the same field.
Yeah. And I was lucky to have, I had Eamon in here, and I had another great coach, John Stobel. We talk about shouting at our homies. That guy also bleeds Phoenix, and I talked to him a whole bunch. He's a head coach over at CrossFit Little Silver, Foundry Fitness. And me and him, we steal coaching cues from each other all the time.
That's dope. Good artists borrow, great artists steal,
Yeah. Steal with your eyes and ears. And, but I had those 2 in here, which were great resources for me. And I like to believe I was a good resource for them, because I think I taught John how to like breathe while he was moving.
How to walk and chew gum.
Yeah. This is how you run and breathe, John. And I'm sure I taught Eamon some things too, but he taught me a lot. And, but this gave you an opportunity to like, even more people, even more owners, even more gyms to visit. And why don't we do that more?
Yeah.
Like I should drop into boxes more. We're all busy, but like that gives an opportunity to do it in one shot, a bunch of things.
It sucks, dude. Like there was like an 8-month stint where I went from like one head coaching job at another gym, and then I didn't have a job before I came here, and I was able to drop into so many boxes and hang out with so many of my CrossFit friends. And then of course you get the next job and you're busy all the time. Like literally, I coached a 12 o'clock class. Weird. Same, like you can't go see your friends anymore. But it's great when you can make time, especially like at these big events, like Wadapalooza, stuff like that. So that's how I'll fill my cup then.
And then here's another thing too, and you'll be able to relate to this because you're a head coach, right? So I'm my own head coach right now. And so you get an opportunity to go to something like Wadapalooza, and I always ask myself, like, is it better for me to stay here in my gym, in my community, making sure things run smoothly, or like, do I go and do this experience and connect with more? And I think that's a big balancing thing. Right. But you also have to put your coaches, I think, in that uncomfortable position where it's like, all right, Murph is not here. Somebody has to run the 5, and, we have somebody who wants to sign up. Like, okay, like sign them up. And we're new. So like those things for my coaches, like they're getting there with that. And it's my job to make sure they're more well-versed in that. And then just like running an event, when I'm not here, it's like clicking play. Like, all right, is this going to run smoothly? Because after that, after I'm in Florida,
that's it. Yeah. I can't fix it once I'm gone,
Yeah.
Usually I'm the covering guy running the show when Amy's not around. Like I got hired here, like my first week was like the first week in August, and then the games are in August. So like my true first like test and interview was like the few weeks later when I had to run the show with her gone for that whole week, you know?
Right.
And then once that happened, she's like, "Oh, well, I know I can have you here to do all the things while I'm gone." So
yeah, my guy who would do all the things while he's also going to aim and be in Florida. He's going to be in Florida. So
he's with you.
Yeah. So and that's what I'm finding is the theme is that when I'm gone, he's also gone, and I'm like, yeah. So it doesn't. But I have a good crew here. You know, I have a morning coach that he runs it. He knows how to open it. And I have an PM coach and he closes it. And that's a cool thing too. Like, and like, I'm sure as you're at King of Prussia or wherever you were before, you've seen this, to watch the coaches and the staff develop and get super into it.
Yeah. Empowering people to be able to like run shows too, you know, and go from just like that whatever stance they were of coach before to like growing in more. We were just talking about Wadapalooza. I'm already thinking, it's been a great conversation, of 2 more times that I want to have you back on.
Oh, sick.
After it's like
should I bring the king?
That'd be awesome. I could definitely come out. I think one of those times I want to come out, and it'll make sense once I say this. Some people I have on like multiple times, like, cause it's more than just them telling their story, right? They're a good person. Like they're to like listen to, talk with, like stuff like that. Awesome conversation with you. I think we should do another episode after Wadapalooza, kind of talk about like that. But then one thing I did last year was, post open workout, like mini episodes, like 20, 25 minutes. Well, really, I don't put a timeline on it. Talking about the workout, the community, what your gym does for like the open, like with your members and stuff like that. I think that'd be awesome to do with you guys, and maybe even come out, throw down with you guys and record afterwards. You know, I think that'd be so sick.
That would be so cool. I would love that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Stuff like that. All right. It was awesome talking to you. Thanks for my first podcast experience. Maybe
it's been so much fun.
Others, you know, that would be cool.
Yo, seriously. I like looked up, I was like, oh shit, we would just talk for an hour. Like, cause it could be weird to talk to people for an hour. And time could go by really slow. I've had some instances like that on the podcast before where it was like, yo, this is an easy conversation. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Sarah. I actually have a mother-daughter crew that I'm about to go train right now. They come in after, they're both school teachers as well. I'm going to try to spread the word about that teen weightlifting camp to them, like get some more people in.
Tell me about it, because I have that teen and she'll lift some weights. Like, let me know.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Well, hopefully we could collab on some other stuff too. Cause I want to work with the Phoenix as well. Now that I'm like, I have my roots down here, figure out some more stuff to do like for the community, you know? Dogs, it's been a great listen. This is Sarah Murphy. Go check her out once this episode drops. I'm going to end this recording. Peace.